So I just finished one event, and now another event has sprung up in Final Fantasy XIV, a crossover event with Final Fantasy XI. So we're gonna go check that out. I've never played Final Fantasy XI, so I don't know if it'll be completely lost on me, but it's a cool event, right, for Final Fantasy XIV. So it's like we'll get some rewards and we'll get a little bit of story here and there, so worth doing anyway.
Excuse me, miss. Do you have a moment? I'm Remumu with the Harbor Herald, and judging by your dress, you're one of those well-travelled adventurers I've heard so much about. No doubt, one as worldly as yourself has heard the rumours of an unusual warrior maiden from the Far East. Danger constantly follows in her footsteps, and the Far Easterners have spoken with her, claim her dress and fighting style are nothing they've ever seen. Do you know what happened the last time a strange warrior from unknown lands came to Eorzea? That upstart, Peter Winsome, practically stole the parchment from my desk to write his story. Our readership soon doubled, and he's been regarded as the Harbor Herald's finest reporter ever since. That should have been my story, and I'll be damned if he beats me to this one. But if following her is as dangerous as it sounds, I'll need an adventurer like you to keep me safe. If you're interested, meet me down at Costa del Sol. That's where she was last spotted, and so that's where I plan to start. Ah, you're here at last. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come. She was here just a few bows ago, so I was told. Look! Over there! Could it be?
Begging your pardons, please do not think me strange for asking, but can you tell me if we are close to Salbina, or perhaps Mihura? I fear I'm hopelessly lost.
Salbina? Mihura? Sorry, dear, but you're on the eastern shore of Vilbrand. Eastern Eorzea, to be precise. I take it you're from the Far Eastern traveller that's been the talk of the taverns as of late. You've cut quite the path through Eorzea from what I've heard.
Yes, I hail from the Far East, but Vilbrand, Eorzea, I cannot recall such names. Though, truth be told, I cannot recall much of anything since the awakening in these strange surroundings.
But, beard, you mean you've lost your memory?
I remember my name is Eorzea. Eorzea. I am training in the way of the glaive, though I feel I am still a novice. Before awakening here, I was on a mission to... Forgive me, it is hard to make sense of what little I can recall. The only clear thoughts in my mind are of Master, and a powerful technique I labor to perfect, a Matsukyori. I am certain it is essential to completing my mission.
Interesting you'd remember training above all else. Perhaps that's the key. If you continue to practice your master's teachings, it stands to reason other related memories might come back to you.
Recalling my mission by first recalling master's teachings. Yes, that does seem plausible. I do not doubt many of the techniques I have learned have specific purpose. It would only be a matter of focusing on this particular one.
This is the scoop I've been looking for. A Far Eastern warrior on a special mission. What if we're in danger? This isn't some fairy tale like Peter's story. People need to know. But she's no good to us if she can't remember anything. Help her so we can get to the bottom of this. Here, take this map before you go. Training won't do you any good if you get lost now, will it?
Your kindness is greatly appreciated. Thank you. To journey alone in this strange land would be a trial all on its own, I am sure. Might we explore the shore south of here? I recall mention that the beach was an excellent place for training. Something about the aquatic wildlife being suitable for sparring. If the creatures here are similar, I would like very much to try my hand against them.
I trust you ensure she has every opportunity to do so. Now, don't let me keep you. The sooner she remembers her mission, the better. When she's had her fill of combating critters along the coast, perhaps you should rest in Limsa, where it's safer. Bulwark Core should do nicely. It's the first place she'll see after coming through the gates.
Okay, well, let us go help her train to try and reforge her memory. Training at the beach was invigorating. It has been too long since I enjoyed such sport. Fighting alongside one so well versed in the arts of war, I would like to think I improved my form by following your example. At first, I doubted crabs would be suitable for practice, but I was quite wrong. Testing my strength against their hardened shells, swing after swing, over and over again, I could easily spend days or even weeks at a time battling them. If only I could remember who suggested this training regimen. Oh my, what a peculiar stone. I sense something within it, something familiar, something dark. A grueling battle in the cold against evil made manifest. A lord of shadows, long dead yet somehow resurrected. The fate of the realm hanging in the balance. I remember. And yet I am not convinced these visions relate to my mission. Why would Master entrust me with the means to slay such a foe? The answers must lie within my memories. They have to. All the more reason I must hurry to complete my training and perfect Amatsukiori. While waiting for your arrival, I asked a couple of travelers from Gridania, I think, where I might find creatures of a more dark and unusual nature. They told me of a place called Hawk Manor, something like that. A cursed estate of those grounds play host to various sorts of hellish monsters. These creatures sound like a promising opponent, full of the fury and cunning I would expect in a true battle. Now then, let us be off. When we are finished, we can meet in the nearby town. Thank you for once again aiding in my training. To witness such majesty and grace on the battlefield is truly inspiring. It served as a wonderful lesson in combat. You have found yet another strange stone. Yes, it radiates with a warmth much like the last, but the color is... Wait! Do you hear that? A long and arduous journey together with a young girl. This vision is not what I expected. We fought many battles together, and we were not alone. No, I dare say our comrades were well beyond counting. But what business would I, a lowly student, have undertaking such missions? I cannot make sense of it. Still, I must thank you for this. Before meeting you, I was hopelessly lost, smothered by a fog of fear and uncertainty. But now I have your light to guide me. You have brought me yet another step closer to completing my training and unlocking the memories still dormant within me. After speaking with a few of the patrons here before you arrived, I believe I found the perfect place to continue honing my skills. The Sagoli Desert. If what I was told is true, a creature of unspeakable terror roams the sands. They say its strength is impossible to gauge, as no one yet lives to tell its great might. But together, I believe we can lay the beast low. When we have finished, we can take a hard-earned rest in order. no words to express my gratitude for your assistance. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine confronting the legendary Circuit. If not for you, I would be but one of the countless victims who succumbed to its poisonous sting. Another stone. Yes, it comes to me now. A mortal's struggle. Forbidden magics uttered in a final bid for salvation. It all makes sense now. The pitched battles, the arduous journeys, the fellowship of adventurers. It was not my life that I record, but rather the tales of a great hero I mistook as myself. I suspected such feats were too extraordinary to be my own, and the memories held within this stone have removed all doubt. They were of a journey in the past, one that was revealed, a horrible truth I dare not repeat aloud. And I remember my home, Vanadil. It is not some territory or continent, but an entirely different world. My true memories return to me now, and it is all thanks to you. More importantly, I believe I now understand how to wield a Matsukiyori. It should not be long before my path home is clear to me as well, but first, I must see my training to its completion. While waiting here, I heard unsettling stories of a foul beast terrorizing Bronze Lake. This is the perfect opportunity to put into practice everything I have learned. Today is the day I wield the power of a Matsukiyori. After this last endeavor, let us meet in Limsa Liminza. Aroha, get up! You can do this! I believe in you! On your feet, there we go. Oh, let's get out of this. Yeah, we did it, Aroha. At last, the power of Amatsu Kiyori is mine to command, and my memories are slowly but surely returning. None of this would have been possible if not for your unwavering guidance. To think I could have forgotten a mission so vital. My resolve was unyielding, my mind unfocused on the task before me. In the end, I fear I may have jeopardized all I hold dear. As I told you earlier, my home is, or rather was, a world known as Vanadiel. Try as we might, its destruction could not be forestalled. But fate saw fit to give me one last chance. I was allowed to travel back in time, to escape to a past before the darkness had consumed all. Together with the heroes of the past, I knew that tragedy could not be averted, just as it had been so many times before. Master was the greatest of them all, a hero without equal, whose grand adventures I mistook as my own memories. I cannot help but feel I am still forgetting something else important, something that happened to Master. I suppose in time it will come to me. Before I leave, might we go and speak with Remumu? If not for her insistence, I would have been bereft of your assistance. It would be rude not to extend my thanks to her as well.
Eorzea told me the good news. Her memory is, for the most part, restored. Perhaps more importantly, her training is complete. If you hadn't come with me to Costa del Sol, I dare say she'd still be swinging at crabs along the beach. Now that I have you here, I'd very much like to talk to you about my store. About what you were doing before we arrived. How exactly did you come to be here in Eorzea? And you say you went back in time, trying to save your world?
Yes, you have the right to it. No life was spared by the darkness, none save for mine. That is, fate intervened and I was sent back to the past, to a time where I could find heroes capable of saving Vanadiel. That is how I was reunited with Master. Although at a much earlier time than I anticipated, the last thing I remember is a fierce battle, a strange light. When next I awoke, I was here, to be torn away from Master when I was needed most. My heart Feels like it may burst.
How awful. You were close then.
Master was like family to me, and an exceptional warrior besides. I've spent my entire life striving to become such a hero, and live up to the legends I so fondly remember. It all began with a stone, or so the story goes. In ages past, a sentient jewel, enormous and beautiful, banished the darkness. Its light filled the world with life and brought forth mighty gods. The world entered an age of bliss, that is, until the gods fell into slumber. That world is my home, Vana'diel. Why does that sound like our world? And the jewel sounds very much like Heidelin. What? It was home to 3 great nations, the Kingdom of Andoria, the Republic of Bastok, and the Federation of Windhurst. Powerful as they were, though, in times of strife, they would turn to a single hero, my master. Be it a demon of rage seeking vengeance, or a spiteful god our destruction, Master was always there to put us back from the brink of oblivion. So long as there is light and life in the world, the legend of Vana'diel's greatest hero will live on. There is little wonder these stories were the first to spring to my mind. I have all but memorized them, but no matter how many times I asked, you would always... Oh. Please excuse me for a moment. When I looked to you, something in your eyes reminded me of Master, and I...
Don't worry yourself over it. I imagine our friend here often has that effect on people.
I realize how ridiculous this seems. Anyone in their right mind would figure some fanciful dream. But for me, this world is the dream. And now it is time to awaken. When next I open my eyes, I will be home, in Vana'diel, once more at Master's side. This may be just a dream, but it is one I shall never forget. Thank you for everything. Oh dear. It would seem I'm not yet ready to return. Is this perhaps the will of the goddess? If it is by her will, then so be it. I vow to work hard every day to become a warrior worthy of your teachings. Then, when the time comes, we shall meet again here in Eorzea. Or perhaps in the waking world.
There goes the greatest story I'll never get to write. An adventurer from another world, travelling back in time to save her people. Who's going to believe such a silly tale? I'll leave the flights of fancy to Peter. But for her sake, I hope she finds her way home, wherever that may be.
You okay, Remumu? So this is the set we have gotten from doing the event. It's the very armor that she was wearing. So we have these cool samurai style boots. With little threading used to hold it in place. So you've got these red panels at the top and the red panels at the front of the shoes. And then you have these like, brown, I guess. Ooh, I'm not sure what kind of, I guess it's some kind of wood. I think their armor is. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, you've got these panels going up with a red thread in the back, which I think really makes it look really nice with the detail. Then you've got the gold trim around the tops of the shoes, the soles of the shoes, and the tops of the visor, and the kneecaps. And then we've got the gloves, continuing the same motif we saw before. The gloves are fingerless. Then you go and you got the chest with a nice little fancy bow in the middle. Then you got this emblem on the back. The texture isn't the best, I would say, on this little graphic here and here. It's a little rough, but you got these little tail pieces coming down that really make it, I think. Overall, I think it's a very nice piece. The entire set is, I think, along with these little shoulder pieces here. I think the whole thing looks really nice. I think some of the texture work could be a little better, a little enhanced, but overall, I would say it's a very nice piece, very nice set. Unfortunately, with the hair I have on Lilith, you can't really see the band too much, but we did see the band a lot on the on I forget her name already, on the woman we were helping. And then you've got these little flown bits here, which are always nice, you know. I don't think we've got very many headbands. It's kind of a nice addition, if you want to go that route. But yeah, it's a very nice set. And something that you can pick up right now for just doing the event. And the event's worth doing. You've got this sweet little story that goes with it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my little journey through the Final Fantasy XI kind of like crossover event. And I shall see you next time for more. And I hope you do the event yourself, if you're able to. Yeah, and I really hope they keep doing these events. These events are really good. I mean, you have these sweet little stories that go with a lot of them. Some nice rewards, and it changes often. I don't think you can ask for better than that. I mean, that's what you want in these kind of random events. It feels like they're doing these random events all the time. And I really appreciate that. So, yeah, thank you for watching. And I shall see you next time for more Final Fantasy XIV, along with other games as well. I appreciate you taking a look at this. Give it a thumbs up if you liked my content. It is bizarre and haphazard as they can often be.